Hello and welcome to the STWL opening day series between Garrett Patterson and the Dirt Dawgs and Charles Patterson and the Wiffleheads. Today's going to be a great matchup, folks. I'm pumped for it, and I've already experienced it because I am Garrett Patterson. Hello, and I hope you'll enjoy today as here comes the first pitch from Charles. That one is going to be low for ball one. That one right there for Garrett, and he misses it, and it's a 1-1 count. And that one off the right side, and it'll go to a 1-2 count. That one just a little low, and it'll go to a 2-2 count here. And that one is right down the middle for a K for Charles Patterson as he gets his first ever strikeout and now with one out. That one also right down the middle for the 0-1 count. That one just a little high. I'm going to go to a 1-1 count. One out here in the top of the first. As Charles Patterson seems to be going very well on the mound. Here he comes, unloads the pitch. And that one also a little low as we go to the 2-1 count. And that one is also high, and that'll bring us to a 3-1 count here for Garrett. And that one off the left side, bottom corner of the pipe. And that'll get us to strike two, the full count. And that one is low, and that'll be a walk. And that'll get a ghost runner on first here in the 1v1 for opening day. That'll get us a Dirt Dawgs runner on first. That one goes a little high for ball one. That one into the zone, and it'll go to a 1-1 count. Here comes Charles to unload the pitch, and that one is right there. And that'll get Garrett to swing, and we go to a 1-2 count. And that one just a ball, and that'll be a 2-2 count. And that one will be a K, and that'll send us 2 outs deep into the top of the first. As Charles trying to shut down the frame here, the 0 count pitch, and that one will be a strike. The pitch from Charles, the delivery, and it's there. Back straight into the zone to an 0-2 count. Here we come to possibly shut out the frame. And that one just a bit high. Foul tip right there for Garrett. And he stays battling in there with a 1-2 count. The delivery from Charles. That one is low. That makes it a 2-2 count. That one also outside. That'll bring us to a full count with 2 outs. And that one will get him. That's K. And that will send us to the bottom of the first. And now we'll finally see Garrett Patterson on the mound, see what he's got for us here in the bottom of the first. That one a bit outside. Now the 1-0 pitch. That goes for a strike into the zone, and it'll go to a 1-1 count. Strike 2. Got him swinging. That one gets the top pipe, and that's a K. Here he comes. to deliver the 1-out pitch. Here he comes. That one gets him, sticks to the zone, and that'll bring to an 0-1 count. Gets him off the inside pipe. That'll send us to an 0-2 count here early in the game. And that one finds its way through the gap, and that will be a double for Charles. No, Garrett faced the throw dramatically and gets him out. The first field play out of the evening, and that will be the second out after Garrett faced the throw to get Charles to jump third and misses. And that'll be out number 2. Here is the pitch from Garrett comes. That one once again is straight into the field of play, and that will be a double. No, he misses second and accidentally hits the pitcher's mound. And that'll end the inning. That will end the inning, folks. Charles mistakes second base for the pitcher's mound. And wow, how do you do that? That's how it ends the inning. That is one heck of a way to not score. And now we'll see Garrett once again up to the bat here in the top of the second. That one a little high for ball 1. That one off the top pipe, and we'll go to a 1-1 count. The pitch. That one a little low, and that'll get us to 2 balls, 1 strike. That one hits Garrett, and that'll send us to 3-1. As in wiffle ball, if it hits the player, it is not a walk. It counts as a ball. That one off the top pipe, and it'll send us to a full count here with no outs in the top of the second. The pitch from Charles. And that one hits Garrett again, and that will be a walk, because that was going to be ball 4. And that'll be a ghost runner on first for Garrett, as he now has a chance in the second to put up some points. That one is inside, about to hit Garrett again, and that'll send us to a 1-0 count. That one high for ball 2. That one right there, that'll send us to a 2-1 count. The pitch. That one hits the zone and will send us to a 2-2 count. And that'll be a K for out number 1. That one will be strike number 1. Once again, there in the zone, it'll go to an 0-2 count. That one inside for ball 1. That will send us to 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we were trying to figure out if it hit what it hit, if it hit the pipe that helps to stand up, or if it hit the strike zone pipe and it hit the wrong pipe, and that'll send us to a 2-2 count. And the pitch, it is a strike, and that'll be a strikeout, a K, if you will, for Charles. That's high for ball 1. That one off the top pipe for strike number 1. That'll be ball number 2. That one low for ball 3, and that'll send us to a 3-1 count. And that'll send us to a full count here. And this pitch could possibly end the inning. And it's there for the K. And that'll send us to the bottom of the second. Here's we have an 0-0 score going into the bottom of the second. That one, he swung. And that'll be a 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike. Tries to pull Ryan Cratch and he gets him to swing. Off the puck pitch there from Garrett. And that'll send us to an 0-2 count. Steps back just like Ryan Cratch would. And that'll go for strike 2. And that one barely missed the outside pipe for ball 1. And that one will be very high for ball number 2. That one outside. That one will be a K for out number 1. Here comes the 1-out pitch from Garrett. That one is outside for ball number 1. That one's outside for ball number 2. Now that one is popped up and caught by Garrett for out number 2. And he's happy about it. That's the first catch for an out here today. And that makes Garrett's life a little bit easier here with 2 outs. And that one, the puck is just a little high for ball number 1. There comes the fast pitch, and it gets the top pipe for strike number 1. That will be strike number 2 off the foul. Faked and then actually threw it, and that one was very lazy, and will send us to a 2-2 count. And that hits Dad in the chest, and it'll send us to a 3-2 full count. Now the pitch. That one is in the field of play, and he does not get there, and that will be a single for the Wiffleheads. That one is there for strike number 1. The 0-1 pitch is outside or inside actually for ball number 1. That one is high for ball number 2. That one is inside for ball number 3, and Garrett is feeling the pressure here. He's mad at himself. That's a walk. The pitch is outside for ball number 1. And that one will be strike number 1. That one's through the gap, and there will go Charles for a triple. And that sends 2 Wifflehead runners in, and that will make the score 2-0. And Garrett once again lazies it on in there. And it gets to 1 ball, no strikes, and Garrett is feeling the pressure. As that one straight back into the field of play, and Charles is running. He's trying to score a triple, and that will bring in the ghost run. He goes home. He does not make it. The ball makes it there first, but that gets in the ghost runner in and makes the score 3-0. And that's ball number 1. That one's there for strike number 1. Strike number 2 off the swing. And that one is there, and it will go foul. Now here comes a chance for Charles. And that one is once again foul. Just rolls foul off the third base line. That one will go for ball number 2. That one is once again low. And that'll send us to a full count. And that one is low, and that'll be a walk. And that one is off the outside pipe for strike number 1. That one's there for strike number 2. And now Dad's starting to get the edge here. He has the edge going into this pitch. And that one is a nuke to the wall. And that will only be a single, so that'll get a guy on first and second. And he swings for strike number 1. And that'll be strike number 2 here. And that one's in the field of play. And that will be an out as Garrett did not make it first before Dad made it the third, since the ghost runners, since it's in the same base path. And it's a forced run, so the same speed, it'd be the same speed as Garrett running to first as that guy running from second to third, and that'll be an out and get a guy on first and second still. And that'll send us to a 1-1 count. And that one's there, stuck in the zone for a 1-2 count here, and Dad can make this 2 outs. And he does exactly that with a K. And now he is only 1 out away from winning the opening day game and getting the edge early here in the series. And he's got one. He's just 2 strikes away from winning game 1 of the series. That one's once again there for strike number 2, and we are just 1 strike away from witnessing the first ever win. And that will do it. That is the final here of the STWL opening day series, game number 1. Welcome to game number 2 of the STWL opening day series. I'm sorry about the camera. I did not realize that I was that bad due to the winds until after the fact that I recorded it. And here we go with game number 2, the pitch. Garrett seems lazy. Garrett just seems very lazy after the fact that he lost. And that one's already through there. And that will be a triple. Garrett just seems to be really lazy and mad at the fact that he lost game number 1. But he's going to need to shake it off before something and this gets bad early. And he lazies it again, and that's the gap again. And that will be a triple, 2 triples in a row, and that already sends in a run. And that one will go for strike number 1. Here's Garrett trying to find his groove back. Here comes the pitch, and that one is high. The riser does not work in his favor, and that will go for ball number 1. And that one is crushed. And that will get the Wiffleheads a single, and Garrett just throws the ball down as he is furious here early. And no, the ghost runner that was on third does not get to score because it has to be a force out, a forced run, and it was not a force out or a run. So he stays. And that will be ball number 1. And that one is a ball. And that's ball 3. The check swing just didn't make it. He pauses. And that will go for ball number 3. That one is crushed to left center field. And that'll be a double. Now that run does score this time. Ghost runner on second and third. And that one will go for ball 1. Garrett lays it in there, and it will not be a strike. And that one will go for a foul, and strike number 1. The pitch from Patterson will be ball number 2. Strike number 2. That will be ball number 2 right there, I'm pretty sure. Yes, ball number 2. And that one will be a ball as we go to the full count. Here, full count, no outs, 2-0 here in the top of the first of game number 2. And this one comes firing in hot. Never mind, it was a K. It went on. And that will be strike number 1. He swings. That one for strike number 2. That's there. And that will be a K. That one's off the top pipe. The top pipe. Ooh, sorry guys. The top pipe for strike number 1. That's strike number 2. Now he's only 1 strike away from ending this tragic top of the first frame. And he does do that exactly. And we'll finally go to the bottom of the first. We're about 9 minutes in. And it's only the top of the first, or the bottom of the first now. And Garrett will finally get to step up to the plate for the first time in a while. Yeah. 20 minutes, and that's the first time he'll step back in to that lefty's batter's box, which I saw later in the day when I'm the only one using the lefty's batter's box, and that thing's worn out more than the righty's, and that one will go foul for strike number 1. And as I mentioned earlier, I am Garrett Patterson, and this was an amazing opening day. In which that one will go for ball number 1 here. As I was talking about that lefty's batter's box, Garrett using up a lot of his feet and just pressing straight into that dirt. And that righty's one still has the grass up in it. And it's very, very... One of them's worn out, one of them's not. And it's the opposite way around of which they usually are. As that one goes for strike number 2. And that will be K, and that will be out number 1 of the bottom of the first. And that one's Larry. He gets strike 1 looking. And also gets ball 1. That'll be a 1-1 count. And that will be ball number 2, just a little low. And that will be strike number 2 as we go to the 2-2 count. And that one will send us to a full count. And that one will be a K. And that'll send us 2 outs deep into the bottom of the first. and that one is fouled off for strike number 1. And that will be strike number 2. Patterson in a big deficit on the scoreboard. 2 outs. 2 outs. 1 and 2 count. Down by 2 here. And it's only the bottom of the first. So he's got a little time. He's got 2 more innings of batting, not including this one, to come back. And that one goes for a foul ball, and we stay at a 1 and 2 count. And that'll send us to a 2 and 2 count. 2 outs. As on the radar, we may have to finish game 2 tomorrow, as the weather's starting to pick up a little bit. You'll see it in a little bit. The clouds were forming today, so we'll see. And that will go for ball 1 here on the top of the second, as Garrett did get K'd. And he swings, and that will get there. 1 and 1 count. And that one, he swings again for strike number 2. That one popped up and caught. And that will send us to 1 out, 0-0 count. And that one, he'll swing for strike number 1. He swings the bat. He swings the bat. You couldn't see it, but he swings the bat, and that'll send us to an 0 and 2 count. And that one off the bottom pipe for K. Fast pitch. And that will be strike number 1 here. Here we go, fast pitch. It's there for strike number 2. Now here comes the fast pitch from Garrett, and it's there. And that'll be a K-10, the top of the second here. And Garrett will step up to the plate for the first time in this inning. And there it goes. That one's popped up into foul territory and will get caught by Charles. And that will be out number 1. And here we go. Here comes the pitch from Charles. And that one is gone. Garrett Patterson, home run number 1. In the first ever home run of the STWL. That gets the Dirt Dawgs on the board. And that will be a home run for Garrett Patterson. And that gets the blood pumping as he hits it again through left field, and that will be a double. And now the Dirt Dawgs are feeling alive here, as it's a 2-1 ball game, but the Dirt Dawgs may strike here again. And that was the first ever home run of the league, and it feels good, doesn't it? As that one goes for strike number 1. That one right back to left field, and that'll be a double and a ghost runner on first and second. Or not on second and third. As you can hear the rain starting to come again. And that will go for foul and strike number 1. The rain's starting to come down. So the Dirt Dawgs and the Wiffleheads have agreed that the end of this frame, the end of this inning, we will come back tomorrow, and I will definitely be using a different camera angle. As that one's strike number 2, I'll be using a different camera where you can see everything, including the outfield. And that one hits the knob of the bats, and Charles is lazy on there. He's mad about that one, and that will be a triple and get the second and third run to score. And it's now the first ever Dirt Dawgs lead with a 3-2 ball game on our hands. That one will go for strike number 1. That one is once again through the gap for a double. And that will get guys on first, or not on first, on second and third once again. And we may have a mercy rule, as it's 5 runs is the mercy rule. And we may have a mercy rule by the end of this one. As that one goes for strike number 1. And that goes for strike number 2. And that one hits the batter of Garrett Patterson. As you can see, that rain falling down now. And that one will make it a 2-2 count. And that will be a K. And that will go for out number 2. And that will go for ball number 1. And that goes for strike number 1. And that one goes for strike number 2 right there. And now he's only 1 strike away from ending the game for today. And that will be strike number 3. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, where we'll have the rest of game number 2. Hello and welcome back to game number 2. As this is now the beginning of the top of the third. And Charles will only have 1 inning, 1 frame to defend the series win so far. As here we go. The beginning of game number 2. Well, actually, that one goes low for the beginning of the third. And that pitch once again goes low as we have a 2-0 count. And that one will send us to a 3-0 count here, as we may have a walk early. And that will hit the top pipe for strike number 1. Garrett needed that to make sure Charles didn't get a runner on first. And that will be strike number 2 and send us to a full count. And that will be a K for out number 1, just 2 outs remaining. 6 strikes left for the Dirt Dawgs to win game number 2 here in the opening day series. And that hit Charles's bat and he didn't even move it. And that will go for strike number 1. And that goes for strike number 2. And that one goes for a foul ball here. And we still have the 2-0 count. Or the 0-2 count, sorry. And that one will be there. And that will be a single. Tying run is on first. And the winning run is at bat. And that will go for strike number 1. The Ryan crash goes over the strike zone. The puck with the Ryan crouched pitcher's motion does not work, and that will go for ball number 1. That will be strike number 2 here, and we're now only 4 strikes away from crowning a Game 2 champion. Or Game 2 winner. Not really a champion or anything. Right now, the Wiffleheads have the series 1-0 here in the opening day series. And that one goes high for ball number 2 here, so 2-2 count. As that one goes for a K. And we're now only 3 strikes away from crowning the Game 2 winner of the Dirt Dawgs. And that one will go for strike number 1. Just 2 more strikes. Garrett, come on. Now we're just 1 strike away from getting our Game 2 winner. And here comes the match, the 0-2 count. And that will be the final of Game number 2. Dirt Dawgs 3, Wiffleheads 2. Welcome to Game number 3 of the STWL opening day here between the Dirt Dawgs and the Wiffleheads. As the Wiffleheads won Game 1 by a score of 2-0. And then the Dirt Dawgs won Game number 2 with a 3-2 game, including that home run from the Dirt Dawgs' Garrett Patterson. And that one will go high for ball number 2. Sunset right now over Southern Roots Field here, home of the STWL. Is looking mighty fine today, mighty pretty, as I do say so here. It's amazing to get to live right here, have a wiffle ball field here, as that was ball 3. And that goes for ball 4, and that will be a walk. Here, let's talk about the sunset, talk about the field. Yes, this field is in my backyard here. It doesn't look the best. I know, it's made by a 14-year-old and their dad. And it's mostly just the fence. The only thing we brought into it was ourselves and the strike zone. As that one went for ball number 1 off it, as it hit off of Garrett. And that one goes for ball number 2 here. And how do y'all like this camera angle? Do y'all like this one better or the one back there in center field? I mostly like this one better. I could have caught the home run with this one a lot better, but I didn't. And that goes to a 3-1 count. And that is the second walk of game number 3, and that was only the second at bat, as Charles only has 1 or 2 strikes here, and that will be the second or third one right there, as we have an 0-1 count. And that goes for strike number 2. And that will be a K, and that'll get the Wiffleheads their first out. And that one goes for ball number 1. And this one gets fouled straight up in the air, and that will go for strike number 1. And that one is in there for strike number 2, as we go to a 1-2 count. And that will be strike number 2, or strike number 3, and a K here with 2 outs. And that one will go for strike number 1. And that one will go through the gap, and we'll send 1 run in. And that one gets by him for strike number 1. And that one goes for ball number 1 right there. That will be strike number 2. And that will go to a K and bring us to the bottom of the first. That one is foul. He fakes it, and that'll be a ball. He tried to fake it and then read it, but he drops the ball for ball 1. You don't see that very often. As he fakes that one, fakes it again, fakes it behind the back, and then did he go? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he went or not. And they're gonna say he went. And that's okay, folks. That one goes really high for ball 1. He swings. That's a swing, and that'll be strike number 1. That one just misses the top pipe for ball number 2. That one hits the top pipe for ball number 2. He's been aiming for the exact same place for the entire at-bat. And he gets them looking for a K. Swing and a miss for strike number 1. Gets him to swing for strike number 2. And that's an outside ball. That one just a little high away from the strike zone for ball number 2. On the first, the pitch from Garrett. Swing and a miss. And that'll send us to the top of the second and in the first inning. And that will be strike number 1 there for Charles. And he didn't go, but it didn't matter. That one was right down the zone from Charles. And that will be ball number 1. That one just misses the zone for ball number 2. Off the top pipe for a K. And that will be ball number 1. And that will be inside for ball number 2. That will be strike number 1. And that will be ball number 3. That one off the corner for strike number 2. And that will be a walk. And that one doesn't matter as it will go right down the zone for strike number 1. And he hits that one and it goes foul right there next to the fence, but it will go foul for strike number 2. Swing and miss for strike number 3, and that'll get us 2 outs deep into the top of the second. Strike number 1 as the strike zone literally falls apart. Sword for strike number 2. That will be ball number 1. And right there for a K, and that'll send us to the bottom of the second. Quick pitch from Garrett, and it barely nicks the zone, and I mean barely. As that one goes through the lefty's batter's box for ball number 1. Fakes and then actually throws and hits the top pipe. Swing, and that will be a K in the bottom of the second. That will be strike number 1 off the swing. That one goes high for strike number 2. That one goes high for ball number 1. That one almost hits Dad for ball number 2. And that will be a K and for out number 2. Garrett checks the grip, and that one goes high. That one goes off the top pipe and then hits Dad in the top of the head. And that'll still be strike number 1, as that one was pretty funny. That one will go low for ball number 2. That one goes high for ball number 3. And that will be a walk. The first Wifflehead runner on first. Quick pitch for strike number 1. Strike number 2 off the swing. That one was really low, but Charles wanted the swing. Patterson checks the grip and then throws for a K, and that'll send us to the top of the third. That one hits the bat and goes foul. Did he go? Yes, he did. That'll be strike number 2. That one goes high for ball number 1. That one will be a K for out number 1. That one is hit into the field of play, and it goes foul. 1-0, 0-1 count, 1 outs. That one will be a swing, and will be the second K of the inning. That one is in the field of play, and Charles will not make it to the ball, and Garrett makes it to first, and that'll get a Dirt Dawgs ghost runner on first. And that will be strike number 1. And he does not go, and that will send us to a 1-1 count. That one will make it to the zone and give us a 1-2 count. And that will go high for ball number 2. And that one goes high and will send us to a full count. And that one goes straight to center field. That'll be a double. And that one straight back into the field of play. And we'll get a single. And bases are left. No! Charles doesn't know where he's going. And that will send 1 run in. And he did not go. And he will once again not swing for ball number 2. And that hits the bats for strike number 1. And that is a ball. It hit Garrett. I thought it hit the bat. That would have been not good for Charles. And that will be a walk. And that will get bases loaded. And Garrett does not go. He definitely wanted to go around here, just decides not to. And that'll be ball number 2. And that hits Garrett for ball number 3. And that will be ball number 4. And that will get a run in. And that one will go outside for ball number 1. And that one hits the knob of the bat, just like game 2, to get a single and get another run in. And Charles finally getting that ball back to the strike zone. And he doesn't go, but it doesn't matter. It'll be strike number 2. And he does just that. That's okay, and that'll let him go finally to the bottom of the 3rd. But the damage is already done. And he may do just that, starting off really good here with 1 strike. That will be ball 1. To a 1-2 count. And he pops that one up, and that one is fair. That one stays in the yard, though. That's not what he needs. He needs that one to get out. He needed that one to get out of the yard. And that one will swing for strike number 1. That one for strike number 2. And that will send 1 runner home, as that'll be a K. That one will be ball number 1. And he will swing for strike number 1. And he swings. Oh, and that one will go through the fence for a ground rule double. And that'll hit the top pipe for strike number 1. And that one goes foul. And that will be a swing and a K for out number 2. And that one will go high for ball number 1. As that pitch goes well above the strike zone. And that will be ball number 2. And that will be a 3-0 count. And that's strike 1. He steps on the mound and pitches it quick. And that will be strike number 2. A full count. 2 outs. Guys on 2nd and 3rd. Charles needs something right here. Here comes the pitch from Garrett. The last pitch of the opening day series, possibly, and it does. That's the final. The Dirt Dawgs 4, Wiffleheads 0. That's a way to close out the opening day series. And the Dirt Dawgs are your opening day champions.